Hey everyone, as you can tell, I am not in my office. I'm in my living room. For this Thursday video, I said on Monday that I was going to make a video on Monday and Thursday. And on Monday, I was going to set my intentions for the week. And on Thursday, I was going to check back in and be accountable and talk about what worked and what didn't work. Well, this Thursday is going to be a weird one because we found out that my grandmother died on Tuesday. I didn't find out until Wednesday afternoon. Started informing my own part of the family and my own people who knew her that my uncle wouldn't maybe necessarily have contact info for, and set a bereavement leave notification, moved all my meetings, everything, took the rest of the week off, and started mourning her. In addition to being my grandmother, she was my adopted mother. She adopted me when I was a baby, and she maintained legal custody of me. She never officially adopted me. But she maintained legal custody of me until I was 18, even though after the age of 13, I didn't live with her. My family is very dysfunctional. There's a lot going on. There was a lot of violence in my childhood from a lot of different directions. And in addition to having the normal grieving process that any person goes through when someone they love and care about dies, which of course is different for every person and different for every death, I am also dealing with the conflicted feelings that one feels when someone who has alternately harmed you and saved you passes away. She was a destructive influence on my life, and she was also an extremely creative influence on my life. She was a brilliant artist. She was an activist. I get a lot of my fire for social justice from her. She taught me how to care about other people, which is super ironic because she also taught me that I was not a lovable person and that I didn't deserve love and care. And that was very hard to work through and is still something that I deal with today. So that's happening. I do still want to maintain the accountability piece of this. So with that as a backdrop, death is weird. Death is always going to be weird. It's never going to not be weird. And the way that we all deal with it individually and collectively is always just going to be fucking strange. And that's all I can say about that right now. But anyway, about the accountability piece. So one of the things I wanted to do was to continue to set my priorities for the next day in my planner after I do my morning pages. I have done that. In fact, I don't think I would be as sane right now as I am sane if I didn't do that. So I'm going to put a clip of me showing. So here's my planner. Zoom out and then we can zoom in. I set these priorities on Monday, and then I sort of made this more prominent version on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I set one for today, even though yesterday was really stressful. I don't know if you can see this, but the ink I'm using is called Emerald of Chivor, and it's very shiny and it changes color and it makes me very happy. And it's a great one to use for the priorities because it takes a long time to dry, but it's just kind of worth it. It just makes me want to look at them. So that's kind of the point of these priorities. And as you can see, all of the priorities are extremely personal. And one of the things about having those extremely personal priorities at the top of the day, at first I was thinking, oh, I should have more businessy things, like do, so many reach outs or so many cold calls or so many whatevers. The thing is that when I focus on the businessy things I'm supposed to be doing, because I have a tendency to discount my own emotional state and, work through my feelings, basically, it's better to put the emotional priorities of the day and not put the business priorities, because the way that I work and the way that I, the things I know about myself at this point in my career and my life, I know I will get the business priorities done. If it's at all possible, it will happen for me. The thing that I almost always neglect is my emotional state, my feelings, my body. Those things are the things that I don't automatically think to do. So those are the things that go on the priority list. And it's actually been helping me get business stuff done way faster. I feel way better about it when I'm doing it. I have more energy, etc. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, but when I take care of my mind and my body, my business also thrives. The other thing that I wanted to do was networking. And before I found out about Grandma's death, I did have I did put appointments on the calendar. So I have several appointments next week. I did cancel everything for the rest of this week, but I actually feel good about that. I feel like I can check that box off, especially given what happened this week. One of the things I said in Monday's videos, or Monday's video, was everything is always happening and stuff is always changing. I actually wrote it down here because that's the case. As long as I started my first business in 2000, it's like 1999, the 2000, something like that. Like, it's been 20 years of working on businesses. And the only thing that I can say for certain that I've learned over the last 20 years of being a business owner is that you don't know what's going to happen. You just don't. I mean, that's one of the things that makes business so fun and so interesting for me, because it's always going to be engaging. Also, you don't know what's going to happen. And that's also why it's so important for me personally to take care of my physical and emotional health, because if I hadn't been doing so good to take care of myself these last couple of months, oh man, I wouldn't be doing well, and the business would be doing absolutely terribly. Because that's definitely what happened the last time I had a emotional situation while I was a business owner. It didn't work out. It didn't go well. Oh, and then the other thing I talked about on Monday was keeping with my eating goals. I said that on Sunday I had reached 2 weeks of eating goals, and I actually went back and looked. This last Sunday was the first day of my entire adult life that I have actually eaten regular meals and snacks for 2 straight weeks. I did meet my eating goals for 30 straight days last June, so a year ago, but my goals were different. They were less stringent. So, huge victory. And also, despite everything that's going on with my grandmother and my emotions and my grieving process, I have still managed to meet my eating goals every day this week. Sorry, my hands started to shake. But yeah, if you had told me even 3 months ago that my grandmother would die and I would be able to keep even anything together, God, I wouldn't have believed you. I just wouldn't. I'm so grateful that this is the life I have currently, that I can take care of myself and that I can make sure that I'm physically and emotionally prepared for the shit that comes through. I'm just so glad. I'm so glad. I don't think I would have been able to get anything done, if this had happened 3 months ago. If this had happened a year ago, oh, we would be in huge trouble. I would be I'm still a mess. I'm a mess. I'm going to be a mess when someone dies. When someone important to me, who I loved, who I had a complicated relationship with. It's going to happen. But also, I have enough emotional bandwidth to deal with that and not send my business, my family, my friends, my clients into the shitstorm with me. And that is so important. So take care of yourself. You never know when you're going to really need it. Bye.